Hello everybody and welcome back. First of all, thanks for all the views. Thanks to the subscribers, and well, welcome back. First thing we're going to do, just before we get kicking off with the episode and the fight with the Hungry Dead, is we'll just check where our two protagonists are up to. Pretty much as they were when they started. Haven't found much. All that's gone on in the interim, I think, is Cade's lost a couple of sanity. He's got 2 there, so he's down to 10. Running Bear, he got himself an extra grit, rolling a 1, and he took 1 sanity as well. So as it stands at the moment, before we've actually started fighting the Hungry Dead, things are looking okay. We're not doing too bad. Another thing, just before we start, just going to introduce a new segment to the channel. I know it's only the second video and already I'm introducing new segments. This one, it'll probably be part of quite a lot of videos from now on, and it's called CatWeazle's Cock-Up Review. Now, anybody who watched the last video, I put flashed a couple of titles up where I'd got some stuff wrong. The first one was regarding exploring a tile and then not scavenging that tile. I explained that in great detail quite early in the piece when Cade explored one of the rooms, and then with 15 minutes later I promptly went and explored the cross passage, and then I went and scavenged it, which I shouldn't have done. I got 10 experience points and $25, which with these, it's a pity really, it was the only scavenge card that was a good one during the first episode, but these will have to go back because he shouldn't have done it. Bye bye money! Never mind, we'll get some more. Well, I hope we do anyway. The other thing that I briefly mentioned as well, and again flashed up a bit of a subtitle about, was I was talking a right load of old cobblers about the reference cards. I knew I'd seen it somewhere, and where I'd actually seen it, it's actually on the back of the threat cards itself, you know, to say which threat that you pick up, if depending on the number of players. Just get one here just to show you. Here's the low threat deck that we're using, and as you can see, there for all to see, it's 1 to 2 heroes. So I knew I'd seen it somewhere, but it wasn't on the reference cards, it's actually on the threat deck itself. So if you check the low, medium, high, they will all have a number of players. Epic doesn't have anything on, mainly because they're the highest ones, but depending on what heroes you've got, it'll all be on there. So pop that back. So that's the end of CatWeazle's Cock-Up Review. Unfortunately, there'll probably be quite a few more of those as I do more episodes. But, as we say, things looking pretty good for now. I'm sure it won't last. Let's get back to the board. Let's see how the fight's going to go on. Catch you in a minute. And we're back over where all the action is. Here's Cade, here's Running Bear, and here are the 4 Hungry Dead in the waterfall room. If you remember, there's also a corpse pile over here. Doesn't really show up very well, but it is there. And basically what we're ready to do now is, well, get cracking with the rest of the game. What I'd normally do is, because we've got new monsters on the board, is we would roll to hold back the darkness. But we're not going to do that straight away because Cade Gaunt, our gunslinger, has quick draw. So anytime a new group of enemies is placed on the board, you may immediately make a free attack outside of the normal turn sequence. That includes now. So before I roll to hold back the darkness, our good friend Cade gets to try and shoot these guys, gets 1 free attack. So we're going to do that right now. So let's have a look at Cade's cards, seeing as this is the first fight we're having. His range means he can hit on a 3+, so he needs to get a 3+ so long as whatever he's fighting is in range. How do we know what's in range? Well, we just check his weapon card. As you recall, his starting item, his starting weapon was a pistol, which has got a range of 6 and 2 shots. So basically he's going to get 2 shots at anything that's within 6 squares of where he's stood now. So let's just check the tile. Right, so Kate's here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, easily in range. Same again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So is this guy. This lovely young lady, she's only one row back, so she's in range, and he's a further row back, so he's in 6, so he's in range as well. The only enemy that isn't in range is the corpse pile. So let's have a look at who we're up against. The game has some monster cards that you can have a look at. Let's have a look at the Hungry Dead. We won't be actually attacking the corpse pile for a bit. So here they are. Obviously undead. Initiative is 1. So basically the shambling undead, they're not very quick. Therefore you're pretty much guaranteed to go first. The abilities that they have, and this is an ability they all have, is Fear. A hero starting their activation adjacent automatically takes 1 horror hit. Now they can save against that, but if these guys are right next to you, depending on how many are right next to you, you'll take an equal amount of horror hits. Let's have a look. The move is 2, so they're not very quick. So what we might do here is we might kite them, which is as they come towards us, we'll roll a movement, back away a bit. It'll just give us more chance to get some of these guys killed before they actually get adjacent and before they actually start attacking us. Therefore they don't have any range, so that helps. Therefore we can kite, therefore we can move backwards and keep pumping bullets into them and hopefully stop them getting too close. If they do get right next to us, in addition to the +1 horror hit, they will get a melee attack, and that's 4+. So they'll roll their dice. They roll 1 dice because they're 1 combat, 1 dice each, and they've got to get a 4+ to hit. If they do hit, they will do 3 damage. Again, we've got a defense save that we can do against that. Would roll 3 defense dice, see if we could save any. Now the real bad thing about the Hungry Dead is this: their defense is 4. The defense is slightly different for monsters. It means that if you hit one, when you roll your damage dice, they're essentially taking 4 off it. So if you roll a 6, you will do 2 damage. If you roll a 5, you'll do 1 damage, but a 4 or less, you won't do any. But there is again a silver lining to that. They've only got 1 health. So as long as you roll that 5 or that 6, you will kill them. XP 20 each. As we're only first level, the elite abilities that they've got, they don't apply. If we get to 3rd, 4th level, then you would pick 1 or more of these, depending on how high a level the hero was, and you would apply those. But as it stands, bog standard basic, we just need to hit them, get more than 4 on the damage roll, and it's good night Vienna. Quick look at the corpse piles. Again, a few abilities here to be aware of. They're immobile. As I mentioned in the last video, they can't move in any way. They just sit there. Fear again, very similar to the Hungry Dead. If you're right next to it, then you will take one horror hit. You can try and save it with your willpower, but you will take one horror hit if you're right next to it. Now the big ability is they're a spawner. So basically all these dead bodies in this pile, there is a chance that they'll start waking up, turn into Hungry Dead and start walking towards you. So at the end of each round, because they've got an initiative of 0, they'll get to go. And that, they won't attack as such, they'll just roll a dice. They get a 4 or better, then another Hungry Dead will come on the board. So basically it's just a respawn. So hopefully that won't happen. We'll be able to kill these 4 quite quickly and then get stuck into the corpse pile. Obviously they've got no range, they've got no melee. They don't actually, the corpse pile doesn't actually fight you itself. Therefore it's got no combat dice, does no damage. It does have a defense of 2. So again, if you roll a 6, it will take 4 damage, because 2 defense will get rid of 2 of those points of damage. You need to score 6. So again, if you've hit it once, you're not going to be able to kill it. The best you'll be able to get is 4 and get it down to 2. But you'll see that as we actually get into the fight itself, which we're going to do now. So let's hold back the darkness and get stuck in. A 9. That's a good start. Better start than we had at the first bloody episode. Right. I've rolled back the darkness and I didn't even do his attack. I took ages telling you about his attack. There we go. CatWeazle's cock-up review. I've had 2 and it's the 2nd episode. Right. Cade does get an attack on the quick draw. I forgot all about it because I was explaining about the monsters and going through their abilities. But Cade gets his quick draw, as I mentioned, and then we'll roll the darkness again. A 3 and a 2. Now he hits on a 3 at range, so he's going to go for this Prospector, seeing as he's wielding a rather nasty looking pickaxe. He looks the most dangerous, so he's now going to roll a damage die. He needs to get above a 4 to inflict any damage on this guy, so a 5 or a 6 will kill this undead Prospector that's shuffling towards him. So let's see how we do. A 5! Fantastic! So he had 4 defence, that stops 4 of them, but that sneaky 5th one gets through, does the business. So this guy is out of action. We've killed our first monster in Shadow of Brimstone. Fantastic. We get 20 XP for that. So that goes into our horrendous socialist experience pool. Put that up there. Excellent. Right, now we hold back the darkness. Now that Cade has done his quick draw ability. So here we go. What's the betting I want? Hold back the darkness now. A 6! No! Right, so we go up 1. Never mind. That'll teach me for getting things in the wrong order. Put those there. Right, now we go to initiative. As I mentioned, the Hungry Dead, initiative of 1. They're going to go next to last. Last is the corpse pile. We'll do that spawn. 4+. It'll spawn another Hungry Dead. But Cade, initiative 7, he gets another go. So he's going to aim at another one of the Hungry Dead. See if he can kill a couple more. Oh, a 6 and a 3. Now these both hit. The 3 is a normal hit, but the 6 is a critical hit. That means this Hungry Dead, which I'm assigning it to, gets no defence save. The shot was just too good, man. He's hit him straight between the eyes. This guy's gone. That's another 20 experience points and another Hungry Dead off the board. There we go. So we've got the other more normal shot, and he's going to shoot the attractive young lady here. Now he only got a 2. He only got 2, it wasn't a critical shot, and she's got a defence of 4, so that didn't go through. What you could do now, as the gunslinger, is consider using one of these dead-eye shots that is part of his inherent abilities. But that's only +2 damage. 2 + 2 is 4, still wouldn't get through, so obviously he's not going to use that. But in other circumstances, say he'd got a 4 or say he'd got a 3, he could have used that and he could have killed the hungry dead there. But he's not going to use this because it's going to it just gets saved anyway. It'd just be a waste of a shot. Right, Cade having gone, what he's forgot to do is what I always forget to do during fights, is make a roll for his movement. I won't roll it again. The fact is, I just forgot. I should have done it, because even if I wasn't going to move, I may have got a 1, which had got me some grit. So, as a punishment, I'm not going to allow myself to be able to get any grit. I'm just going to take it that I forgot. But always remember that in fights, I do it all the time. I just get so excited, I want to get in, I want to kill stuff, and I forget to roll for the movement like I've just done there. But now it's Running Bear's go. Running Bear is going to roll for movement, because unlike the excitable Cade, who just wants to get stuck in, kill stuff, he's a much more reserved chap, thinks a lot more, thinks, hey, why don't I roll for my movement first? So that's what he's going to do. He gets a 6. He's not actually going to move, because these guys can't get up to him, so it was just to see if he could get a grit, and even that, well, that wouldn't have done him any good because he's got 2 grit anyway, but which is his max. But I'm trying to get myself into the habit of rolling for movement. Right, now he gets to attack normally. He's going to attack with his carbine. And his carbine rifle got a range of 8, so if he wanted to, he would be able to hit the corpse pile. And he's got shots 3. So we'll see. Another thing that you can do with Shadows of Brimstone is you can actually roll your attacks first before you make any sort of decision about where you're going to allocate your shots. So we'll see what he rolls, because if he rolls a 6, which is a critical, I may well consider Running Bear is actually going to hit the corpse pile. So anyway, we'll see what he gets. Ah, you see, he gets a 6. Now, as mentioned, that's a critical. His actual range, he needs a 4+ to hit at range. So the critical, that was the only one that hit. The 2 and the 1, they've missed. They've hit the wall, miles away. Couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo, but one dead-eye dick shot went straight through. So what he actually is going to do, I'm going to check that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is actually going to attack the corpse pile here. We'll try and get some health off it, and make it a bit easier to kill a bit later on. So get a critical. We'll use it on something like the corpse pile, which has a defense of 2, which is completely ignored because this is a critical hit. A 5. So with a 6 we'd have killed it, but we have got 5 off it. We only need to hit it once next time and it's out of it. I'll just put the 5 wounds next to it there so we know it's been hit. Right, that's the heroes. They've gone. It's now the monster's turn. Now, generally monsters, when they attack, they will try they'll try to get behind the heroes because they want to cut them off, but they will also move towards the nearest hero. If there are 2 or more heroes, they'll try and spread themselves evenly. So in this case, there are 2 hungry dead. Ideally, if they were close enough, 1 would go to Running Bear and 1 would go to Cade. If there's an odd number, then you just assign, I assign 1 to 3 to Cade and 4 to 6 to Running Bear, roll a die, whichever one, it's whatever number I get ends up who gets the odd one against them. But in this particular case, these hungry dead, they've only got a movement of 2, so they can only move 2 squares. They're not going to get close enough, but they will try and get as close as possible. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Brains. Right, they've gone. Corpse pile. What the corpse pile is going to do, monsters use the green dice, that's why they've been there all this time. So I do like different coloured dice for different coloured stuff, and if you've got different coloured dice, why not do it? Anyway, right, let's see if the corpse pile spawns any more hungry dead. A 5, they do. Nightmare. So what we'll do is we'll get this guy's brother. He'll come out and he spawns right next to the corpse pile. Any adjacent square, but obviously I'll use a square that's nearest then, so it doesn't have as far to go. Right, that's the end of the turn. So we're back to holding back the darkness. 4, we're doing appalling. 3 to 4, blood spatter. We know what that means, don't we? Yes, it's the good old darkness deck. So let's give it a quick shuffle. Oh, look at this. What to do better. Right, let's just cut the deck. And what have we got? Demonic speed. All demon enemies are now +1 initiative and +2 move. Remember, we had a previous card, and that was for demons too, Demonic Force, where they're +1 combat. This isn't in play because the Hungry Dead and the Corpse Pile are obviously undead, they're not demons. But we've now got 2 demon cards. So what's the bet in that if we do get to the final room, the high threat I'm going to draw is going to be a demon? I'm thinking it's pretty high, don't you? But we'll just have to see. Again, put that up there just so we know to use it when the time comes. Right, that's done, and now we're back to normal initiative. So that means Cade again. He's going to fire his pistol. No, he's not. What he's going to do, he's going to roll for movement. Ugh! The memory of a goldfish. Right, come on. Movement. A 1. Grit! This is the very reason why you should roll for movement before, like, rather than forgetting and just carrying on. Got a 1 there. He's not actually going to move. In fact, he is. He is going to move that 1, because that'll mean that even this lady cannot get to him on her next movement. So essentially he gets another set of free shots. He also gets a grit. So there we go. He's now up to his maximum grit, which is 2. So I haven't used it there. I haven't used grit yet for re-rolls and stuff. I tend to wait for when, like, it's looking really grim. Haven't really needed it yet, so haven't bothered. But now he's moved. Gets his 2 dice. Let's see if he can hit any of these guys. 2 6s. Man, Cade gone. He's just a beast. Deadeye Dick. Brilliant. These are absolutely 2 critical hits. These 2 guys are gone. Why? Critical hits, ignore defense. They've only got 1 health. Good night. So both those have gone. That's another 40 experience to go to the socialist experience pot. So pop that in. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. Right, so now it's Running Bear's movement. As he goes next, he gets a 3. What he's going to do now, he's going to stay where he is. The reason for that is Cade has quite usefully killed the 2 that were the nearest, so this guy's miles away now, and so's the corpse pile. So we're going to roll those 3 dice for his carbine. Again, we know the corpse pile's still in range, this guy's definitely in range. Any 6s we'll probably put on the corpse pile just to make sure, and anything else that's over a 4, which he needs to get to in order to hit anything, we'll probably assign to the Hungry Dead there. Right. 3 1s. 3 1. You get double 6s, then you get 3 1s. What's going on? He was just so amazed by Cade's like amazing gunplay that he nearly dropped his carbine. Now, what that will give me an opportunity to do actually is I will spend a grit on that one, because 3 1s I can't let that roll past. So he's going to spend a grit and he's going to re-roll that, because heroes with grit, they don't roll triple 1s. It was a trick of the light. Oh, I know those missed, but it went out. I'm like, tragic. If it goes out of the dice tower, then they all get re-rolled. Right, they're all in. It didn't make much difference. The 2 that were missing anyway missed again, and we got 1 hit. So that 1 hit, I said I was going to hit this guy, but the very sensible Running Bear has overruled me. He can hit that corpse pile. The corpse pile's only got a defence of 2. This chap here, he's not going to get near us anytime soon with a movement of 2, and this could always spawn another Hungry Dead. So thank you, Running Bear, you've talked me into it. We're going to attack the corpse pile. We need a 3 or greater. A 2! No, it's no good. Oh, you're going to have to do better than that, mate. So you talk a good game, but you're just not doing it with the tools. Right, okay, fair enough. Let us move on. We need never talk about it again, mate. You tried your best. Right, the Hungry Dead. They're next up. Well, a Hungry Dead is anyway, so that's 1, 2. He moves up 2, and that's all he can do. He hasn't got a ranged attack, so he's just slowly walking forwards. Now, that means corpse pile, initiative 0. They're going to roll. Again, 4 or better, we get another Hungry Dead. A 3, not good enough. Woo! Right, holding back the darkness. Come on. A 7, thank God, at last. Right, we held back the darkness, that's fantastic news. Cade's now up. I was just going to roll again for his combat when it's his movement. Movement 1, another grit. But he's got 2. So what he's going to do is, once you get another grit and you're at your maximum, you can spend that grit immediately. Most of the time that just means like you roll another movement dice and just add it on, and that's what I'm going to do. So he spends that grit and he gets 2. I'm just getting it all the time now, but get rid of that one. I don't want that for when I'm rolling for me attack. Right, so he's going to move 2, and now he's going to attack. Is he within 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he is within 6 now. So again, if he rolls a 6, we'll probably get rid of this guy. He's listened to Running Bear's words of wisdom. A 4 and a 1, rubbish. But the 4 is a hit. and he is going to attack the corpse pile and hopefully get more than 2. Another 2! Oh, it's just like we just want to make the suspense. They're just trying to keep it going, man. Right. Okay. That is horrendous, because this guy's now within 2. So, Cade, he's going to have to rely on Running Bear here. So, Running Bear's going to roll for his movement. He gets a 3. And he'll move right next to the side. And now he's going to attack. Let's see what he gets. He's got a 6. The 2 and the 1 are going to miss. The 6 is a guaranteed hit. Now normally I'd attack that, but being the deep thinker that he is, he's actually going to take this guy out because he is close enough to get to Cade. So he's going to take that guy out, and that's another 20 experience for the pool. Let's pop that over. Now it'd be the Hungry Dead's turn, but there are none left. They're all dead, they're destroyed. So we'll see if the corpse pile can get a fresh Hungry Dead out onto the tile. Let's roll the dice. A 6, it does indeed. Let's bring the Mad Prospector back. Right, so that's out, and now we're back to holding back the darkness. Yes, a 10, more than enough, fantastic. Right, Cade. Cade to go. Roll for movement. I'm getting the hang of it now. Another 1! What's going on? He's just going to stay where he is. It's just crazy. Oh no, hang on. He is going to roll. He's going to take that grit and roll for more movement. I've had an idea. Gets a 5. He's actually going to go 1, 2 to here, because we need to get to another room anyway. So he may as well get quite close to doing that. He's got line of sight there, that's not a problem. So he's going to roll 2 dice. A 2 and a 1. Yeah. Am I going to grit that? No, I'm not. I'm not going to grit that. Even if it moves 2, can't get there. Right, so it's Running Bear. A 2. Just move up 1. 1, 2, still can't get there. So that's okay. And now it's Carbine. 3 shots. Let's get a 4+ for a hit. That's more like it, son. Right. What we're going to do here is we're going to assign the 6 to the Hungry Dead. Hungry Dead is now dead. Again. So that's another 20 experience. Now, oh, just remembered. I'm doing really well at remembering stuff. The corpse pile has a special XP thing going on. Basically, for each wound, you get 5. Now, Cade hit it for 5, so that's 25. So I should have picked up 25 XP for those 5 wounds earlier, so I'll pick those up now. And what Running Bear's going to do is he's now going to attack with his 5 that he got. He's now going to use that shot to try and roll more than 2 and kill this corpse pile. And if he does that, he gets 10 XP for killing it, plus 5 for inflicting the last wound. So possibility of 15 experience here, if he can roll greater than a 2. And he does it a 3. Just enough. So, corpse pile dead, back in the box. And put those wounds back as well. So he gets that 15 experience points. Brilliant. So we've cleared all those guys out. Great news. Now we've killed those, there are a few things that we can do. First thing is called catch a breath. So basically, gives an opportunity after every fight for you to get some sanity or some health back. Without using bandages or anything like that. So you roll a d3. So now you can obviously roll a d3 with a d6, 1 and 2, and is 1, 3 and 4 is 2, 5 and 6 is 3. But I've got some d3 dice. So blue as ever for Running Bear, red for Cade. And they both get 1. Rubbish, but better than nothing. So having a look, all they've got is sanity damage. So 1 sanity damage each. That means that Running Bear is fully healed. He's got no damage, either health or sanity, and Cade just has 1 remaining sanity damage. So well done, boys. A very professional job. Some iffy shooting at times. Batteries run out.